All right, so hi everyone. Welcome to the YouTube live. I hope we are live on YouTube right now. Is that so? Do let us know. Let us know in the comments. All right, so I welcome you all to the first ever YouTube stream that I'm creating on my channel. And this is going to be really special because it's a beginner friendly thing. So, yes, welcome to the YouTube live. We have our special speaker who will be telling us about everything you need to know as a beginner in open source. And open source is not big of a dragon thing, and it's not only limited to Hacktoberfest or GSOC or anything. Open source is literally an evergreen thing, and this is actually the motive that we would like to contribute to our through our community. And without much further ado, I would like to invite our speaker to up to the YouTube stream. But we just have a little thing that the speaker is not actually having you know a a comfortable thing for opening up the camera, so it will be fine for us. But we also have a screen sharing thing going on. So, yeah, there we go. So, let me just introduce our speaker. Okay. His name is Syed Imtiyaz Ali, and he is basically a mentor at TopMate and also has contributed in his own way. He also has his WhatsApp community channel in which he also teaches about GitHub and open source and Git and everything about open source. He's an open source developer, as I said. Yes, open source, but yes, he loves open source, and that is why I couldn't resist inviting him to my YouTube live and to give a contribution in the community about, again, open source. So without further ado, now can we just have him up? Yeah, up to sharing his knowledge about open source. Let me just invite him in.
Am I audible? So, my name is Syed Imtiyaz, an open source developer. Also, I've contributed in top open source programs like GSOC, MLH, LFX, and some intermediate programs too. Also contributed in a remote startup, QuestDB, which is situated in UK. So, in today's session, we're going to discuss about open source and GSOC 2024. So, let's start. So open source is a open-based collaborative software. Like it's free and you can modify and change and add the code, and you can also contribute to open source. Like it's free, and after that, before starting in open source, like there is a PR. I think lots of people have heard about PR. So PR is a pull request. Like pull request is a bunch of code which you have to push and you have to raise on the parent repository. We will discuss later about the repository and GitHub things. And after that, we have CLI, this is command line interface. Command line interface helps us to push pull the code. Like suppose you have a project and you want to push it in your GitHub. So you can do those things using CLI commands. And after that, issues. Issues are the section which have situated in a particular repository. So, and issues contains bugs, errors, typo errors, these all things. And you can also fix the issues. And after fixing, you can raise the PR. So these three things are very important before starting with open source. And so here are some open source programs. So first of all, we have Google Summer of Code, which is on the hashtag one point. And after that, Outreach and MLH Fellowship, Script Summer of Code, Google Summer of Docs, and NFX Mentorship. What can you gain? Like experiences. So you can work with top 1% engineers doing open source contributions. Like open source is free collaboration software, so everyone can contribute, can gain valuable knowledge. Instead of doing an internship, you can also do open source contribution. So it would be beneficial. Like open source gives us real time ability, like to contribute a real time project. And what are the benefits? So you can first of all build your own community of doing open source contribution, and also your resume is going to be more powerful if you have contributed in open source, and your communication skills will also going to increase. So these three factors, and the last one is real world experiences. As I mentioned, like you can contribute in live real projects which like deployed on a particular server. So it's like a official work. So after that, introduction of Google Server Code, because GSOC is coming like 1.5 month is left, and you still can crack GSOC, right? Because you have to do some open source contribution in a particular project related and relevant to your interest, like whether you are from web app development, or you are a programming guy, start contributing and you can participate in GSOC 2024. So GSOC celebrating its 20th anniversary in 2024, and there are 19,000 new contributors previously, and 19,000 plus mentors, and 800 plus organizations, like open source organizations, which allow us to contribute in open source. Like their project and code are visible to us, like for free. Okay. So, one notice here. So, Google Summer of Code is a global program, and it focus on focuses on beginner friendly guy like people coming from to third tier to tier. Then it's also it is also going to allow you to participate in. So there is no need of like a T1 college. And also GSOC only needs 12 weeks, and after that you will going to gain valuable experiences. So eligibility is be 18 plus, okay, and eligible to work in a country, okay, which you decide. So that means Indian people got in GSOC, but the war countries which having some issues, so those people can't contribute like Russia and the currently war, as you know. So after that, one more notice here. They need a person who willing to learn. So these are some useful things here. So first of all, this is the main program site, the main thing of the GSOC, and student manual. Student manual contains blogs. Okay, blogs related to student can communicate. And the third one is related to like Google Blogs. It's similar to second student manual. And the last one is very important. Some organization from where you can contribute and select particular organization as per your interest. Like you can filter organization as per your tech stack, everything. We will discuss after the theoretical part how to filter and how to use organization. And here is the timeline of this month. So February 21. So the selected organization participating in 2024 going to listed like on the main GitHub site, and 18 March you have to submit a proposal. So proposal is more than available. Your proposal contains 15 to 20 pages minimum in a brief pattern. We will also discuss proposal and have added some important things in the particular PPT. The deadline of sending is April 2 and May 1. So May 1 is for the announcement of the selected contributor, and after sending the proposal 18 March, you will get rankings. Okay. So as per the ranking, you will get selected in GSOC. Okay. And on May 1 to 26, you have to make some bond project admin, mentors, and the contributor. Be familiar with the environment, okay, a particular org environment. And after 26, 7 May, the coding journey officially begins. So you will get some new issues, deadlines, and you have to fix the particular issues as per the deadline and like for the deadlines. And September 3, the initial result. So the perks of GSOC, software development skills and exposure. You will definitely going to get like number of skills, like various skills. Like if you don't know how Python works, how Java works, and you only know JavaScript, and the org needed a person who want like to explore new things, like the eager one person. So the org will give us a time like for 1 to 2 weeks and to learn a particular skill, and like this pattern will increase your skill set also. Okay? And also give you exposure if you crack GSOC. And the stipend is $1,500 to $3,000. you can convert it into INR. But the stipend, it goes as per the duration of your participation, how much time you can give to GSOC. Like if you're doing for full time, then you can also earn $3,000 too. After GSOC, the contract, letter of recommendation, and invitation to talk in conference. Like if you successfully crack GSOC and you have good knowledge of open source, then you can also get invitations from various programs like seminars, webinars, and conferences. The main perk is certification, which is very, very valuable. So these things I've mentioned because some people think like they need to be an expert programmer, great, this all things, but these things doesn't matter. So you don't need to be a expert programmer, competitive coder, or CSC branch is not needed. Okay, whether you are from mechanical, electrical, or any other branch, you can participate in GSOC. Like one good skill is enough to contribute in GSOC. So what are the steps to contribute in GSOC and other open source programs too? These are the simple steps. So first of all, learn a skill. So web development, Android development, machine learning, technical writing. You can choose any of those, and also you can choose like data science, analytics, those all things also. After that, learn version control. Version control system means Git and GitHub because you have to communicate and contribute to GitHub. Okay, so GitHub is a must. And after that, some tips like you have to fork a project and you have to do some changes and you have to commit and push your code. We will discuss it practically after this and find an organization to contribute. Like find your interest. If you are interested in web, then choose a web organization which are web oriented. Also filter your organization if you are participating in, like suppose you are participating in JSON, then I've mentioned a link before. Like you can filter the organization from there and check your code bases, like if the code base is familiar as per your tech stack or not. After that, find a bug or feature. So you can also select a tag of good first issues, and you can easily get beginner friendly issues there, and you can easily contribute if the issue is beginner friendly too. Okay, and the most important for GSOC only. Okay, so only HTML, CSS, and JavaScript won't work here. To contribute in GSOC, you must know how libraries and frameworks works. Like GSOC organizations are oriented and dedicated to like frameworks and libraries like React, Angular, Node, Next.js, etc. So you must know any of one. Like if you know React, then you can contribute. But if you don't know, like if you only know HTML, CSS, JavaScript, then you can't contribute because libraries and framework are very important for GSOC only. But if we talk about like script, summer of code, Hacktoberfest, and those intermediate programs, you can contribute and start your open source journey. You only just learning JavaScript, CSS, HTML, and after that, how you can connect with mentors and project admins. This is for GSOC, and how you can connect with mentors. So after searching a particular node, there is a overview page. In that overview page, you can get their email, LinkedIn handle, Twitter handle. So in like you have to do just send the formally message, can easily connect with the project admin. And best approach for GSOC, you have to pick one to two of. This is the best approach. First is the primary one, second is the backup one, and give your 100% primary work. Okay, so if you are giving your 100% in a primary organization, then it would be beneficial for you. Like you will get more time to contribute. You are giving your 100%, and you are going to put your 100% efforts. So you have more contributions. So there is a point. So if you are 100% for primary org only, you can keep a backup org and you can just create a proposal for that. And what is a proposal? So as I mentioned, proposal is more than a resume. So it's a document, a brief document, which you have to send on GSOC main site for participating in Google Summer of Code. So how proposal look like? First, you have to mention the year you're participating. Like you can mention Google Summer of Code 2024. After that, React migration. It's you can as per your issue fixation. Like if you are doing something else, you are changing UI or you are doing some other, then you can mention a title and after it your name, your first name, and about you. About you contain like 2 to 3 lines only. After that, you can mention why you like the organization, why you like that particular code base, and why you want to contribute in the organization. Those all things into a paragraph, it's sufficient. And after that, prior experience in here and mention experience below what. Okay, so you can mention those all things like you are working on React library and you have started your open source journey, like 5 to 6 months ago. These all things you can mention and you can make it a point wise overview. Also, you can add your achievement, and after that, you have to add the link of the merged PR. We will discuss how you can add a link of the merged PR. PR is a pull request as I mentioned in the start, and after that, proposal. You have to add proposal size. So, proposal size, project size means how project is dedicated to hours. It varies project by project. So you have to check your project whether it's 200 hours, 250 or 350. If you are choosing a 350 hour project, then you will definitely going to get $2,000 to $3,000 because it's a large scale based project. Okay. So after that you can mention the time frame and contact information, your email, Discord and do all things like social things. And after that, time commitment, how much you can give on contributions. Like if you are a college student, you have to manage college and open source contributions in GitHub, right? So you have to mention how much time you can give per week. So these all things. And after that, your work progress screenshots. Like below this, you can add the screenshots. So screenshot means like you can add your VS Code particular logics screenshots and your test cases and how you're doing. Like you are implementing something new into a code, then you can also share through screenshots. These all things about an open source contribution. So let's check how to filter organization. Okay, so this is the website I have mentioned, organization.dev. You can filter the organization and choose your organization like contribution in GSOC. So first of all, you have to choose 2023, the year. So this will shortlist the consistently participating organization. Okay. So after that, you can choose the tech stack like from technologies. You can choose like if you know React, then you can simply write React, and if you know Python, then you can also mention Python. Now you can check 113 result, and these all are consistently participating organizations. So if you want to check those organizations code base, so you have to write, wait, let's pick one. Suppose Metacall. So I'm searching on Google Metacall GitHub. So this is the organization, but I think it's oriented to programming. So if you are good at programming, then pick this particular role. And how to contribute. So this is the code base Metacall. This is C plus plus. Okay. So for contribution, what you have to do first, you have to fork the project. Like, this is the repository, and this is the issues section which I've mentioned, from which you can check issues and fix those issues. This like there are 52 issues here, and you can fix those issues. Like what you have to do, sandbox plugin system design. Okay. So suppose this is the issue and this is the statement. You have to read the statement carefully, and like after that you have to write here. So what you have to do, like, can you please assign me this issue? You have to ask for assign, and you can also mention like you have contributed in some big programs, and you can also mention a screenshot of your GitHub profile. And after that, if the project admin and the mentor of the organization thinks like you fit good for the issue, then they will going to assign you, and your image will going to pop up here in the assignees. So after that, what you have to do, you have to fix that particular issue. Okay, so how to fix it? So first click on fork and create fork. Wait a second. Okay. So after searching metacall GitHub, so you can check here are some repository dedicated to C and Python, and you can just visit the core and you can check the issues here. So there are 52 issues, and if you want to fix that particular issue like sandbox plugin system design, so you can ask for assign like this, and after that you have to fork the project. Okay. So after forking, you have to use some CLI commands, command line interface, to install it in your system. Now I'm cloning it into my desktop. So I've entered in my desktop, then git clone, and it's cloning. So now I have to enter into a repo, like the repo name is core, and after that I have to just write code space dot to it will redirect me to the base code. Now I can change the code base and do some contributions. Suppose let's make a small change here. Documentary. Okay. So you have to make a small change. Let's find something. Okay, so let's add a single line here, like the warning available to warning available null. I've changed the code and I'm opening my terminal here. And now you can see like if I'm running this command git status, then it will give me a pop-up in a red color. Like the change is not saved. And how can I push this code into my GitHub for a contribution? So what I have to do, git add, then the file name warning.cmake, but it's under cmake folder. Okay, so I can write cmake slash warnings.cmake. So it's added. Now if I recheck and it's showing yes modified, it's converted into a green color. So the change is saved. So how to push now? So if I just do this, then it will not going to push the code. Okay, it's not pushed. Wait, let me show you. So as you see, 3 weeks ago, if I push the code, then here a pop-up appears of just now I just pushed the code. Okay, but it's showing 3 weeks ago. Let's come back to VS Code. Now, how to push? Like after I git commit -m. These all are the CLI command lines, and I have to give a command line like it works as a commit or a comment. Okay, so change is done, and now I can simply push the code using git push, and yes, it works in deploy branch. So here is the deploy branch. Let's refresh, and as I said, it's converted into now. I just pushed a code, change is done, and how to raise a pull request to show the project admin so they can merge. So contribute, open pull request, and you can just create a pull request from here. I'm not changing anything here. I'm just creating. So pull request is generated in the main panel, as you can see, my name and our commit. So now project admin can check the code and get merge our code. If the particular PR is merged, then it will going to convert into a purple color. Now you can just copy the link and you can just paste it in your proposal so that the organization's mentor or project admin can check like you have fixed some issues in a particular organization. So these all things are about contributions. Okay.
All right. So now I would like to ask our speaker if he could actually give us the, uh, LinkedIn and Twitter and GitHub links so that we could connect just in case we have any doubts or we would look up to, asking any kind of mentorship in the future. So can we just have maybe the links or the QR? Uh, can you just share your LinkedIn profile maybe on the screen? Well, if you all would like to connect with the our speaker, you can just go on to LinkedIn and I'll be just dropping the link in the description box. Do check it out. In case you have any doubts, uh, he can also share, the GitHub and any other links. All right. So if that's fine, can we move on to the Q&A session? Okay. So firstly, I would like to answer. I know everything has been covered in the session. It was really amazing that you also demonstrated how we go through things. But I would just like to know, how can I, uh, you know, build up my profile in a way that it's approachable. I'm confident enough to contribute to bigger organizations and pitch up my idea that I would like to contribute. So, what can I do in order to maintain that profile?
Like for maintaining the organizations.
Yeah, I mean, whenever we apply to GSOC, we just apply that we need to contribute, or maybe it's not about GSOC. If we would want anyone to approach and show us our, GitHub profile, what is the one thing that we should, keep on doing to maintain the
Okay.
profile? To maintain an ideal
So
GitHub profile, what do we have to do? What is the checklist?
like to maintain ideal GitHub profile. So do contributions, upload your own projects, keep updating your code, and like you can also maintain the green graph which is on GitHub. So it would be beneficial and it can make your GitHub profile more powerful.
All right. Uh, do we have any hacks to make, the green graph? Do we have to do it like the 100 days of code or the 365 days of code entirely?
Yeah, yeah.
And and like
People usually
what is
do
the
this.
hack? Yeah.
So people usually do these things like they maintain the graph by doing only one contribution. But I think maintain a graph like on logics, like do contributions, but do contributions in other organizations like programs and organization. Also keep updating your code, but contributing in other organization would be really beneficial.
Okay. So here is another question. Just a second. Um, Yeah. Are there any non-coding contributions that anyone can face? Being a beginner, for example, I want to contribute to open source. I don't know how should I start? How should I go? I simply just made a GitHub account and that's it, because I do not have a coding experience. I don't have any projects and stuff. So how can I maintain that, start that green graph, not maintain, but starting that green graph and starting contributing? So for non-coding contributors, how can we do it? Can you just explain this?
Yeah, like if you don't know how to code and like it's because of your confidence or something, then you can also fix small issues like the documentaries, the readme, these all to make your first contribution. And after making your first contribution, the graph is automatically turns green that day. So you can also contribute in theoretical part instead of coding, like articles and stuff.
All right. Is there anything you would like to tell about the designers who would like to contribute, like in the non-coding thing?
Yeah, there are many repositories like dedicated to UI UX like Figma thing also, which are designers. So they can also contribute and send their ESG files and SVG files, and also can maintain the code base and bring new contributors to the repository and can build their own community. So like it's for all, not for the coders or the small contributions. It's for all.
Okay, that's cool. Thank you. And another question I have, just a second. How can beginners stay updated on the latest, developments and updates that come up, the opportunities, updates, programs, the latest ones that are coming up, any new ones that are coming up? How can they stay updated if they want to be a part of open source community?
Okay, so I think it's most interesting question. So you can connect with new trends. Like you can scroll your LinkedIn, be active on LinkedIn, and then follow and connect those personalities which are related to your tech stack. Like if you are interested in Web3 or AI, then follow those people who are doing those things. Okay, so you will get an idea how they cracked it, how they got their first job, and how they are doing in AI or Web3. So you can do this. Apart from that, you can also join seminars, and like you can join some groups which held some conferences, and those you can attend the conferences, and definitely you are going to get some great knowledge there.
That's an amazing answer. Thank you so much. And just one last question. I understand being a beginner is not simple, but we also have many people to mentor to the beginners. How can they contribute to others' repository? But when it comes to maintaining your own repository, to be a maintainer on your own, what steps should I keep in mind? For example, I am making a project. I just made a website. I want others to contribute to my website. So how can things go for me? Do you have any tips for all the maintainers, first time maintainers out there?
Yeah. So maintainers need to keep in mind like they have to check the code, like they have to check the pull request twice because any bug and any error can happen after the deployment, okay, and after the merging part. So they need to be careful before merging, okay, and after that, I think mentors and the maintainers can guide new bikes and new contributors if they are pushing a code in a different way, like a low level code, then they can guide them like do this instead of doing those old stuff. They can upgrade the new buys also and reverse the code. And this is how they can maintain the repository.
All right, this was an amazing session with you, and thank you for answering all the questions so well. I must say, all the viewers who will be watching, who are watching right now, and who will be watching in the future this stream, would be getting a really, big help from every nitty gritty that you shared. Thank you so much for showing up to the session, and I am really glad myself that you came up to my YouTube stream and made it up. Thank you so much for being an amazing speaker and giving your time, efforts, and all your contributions. We would love to have you in some other session as well, and with more and more excitement the next time. Also, I would be sharing the ways so that you can connect with our speaker in the description. And would you mind if I share about your community links, etc.?
You can definitely share those things. We are here
Yeah.
to build the community, right?
Sorry.
Like I said,
Yeah.
we are here to build the community and to help new
Yes, of
contributors.
course.
Yeah.
Of course. Why not? Um, So, yeah, there we go. Ending up the session. Thank you so much for all the attendees and the future attendees who are coming up to see the stream. And thank you to our speaker. It was a really good time having, the first ever YouTube live stream in my own channel. So thank you for telling all of it. In case you all have any doubts, you can just connect up with me or Imtiyaz or any upcoming speakers if we have. Let's plan for any other session, by the way. And yes, you can keep yourself updated with the open source community. We have tons and tons of community coming up, and I'll be sharing any updates in case it has. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining.